Hello, my name is Andrei Ignat. I am a C# MVP, and in this video I'll show you one of my favorite tools. Today I want to speak about how to handle exceptions in asynchronous code. There are differences between async await and handling just the result, and I want to show in the following example. Let's see what I've got here. So we have one task async, and that's await a delay and throwing an exception. A read console, that's also an async task, and it's throwing for the first time the exception. We have also the first task, the second task, and the await task when all, and return the file result. So practically here we have async await code. When we catch the code from async await, we catch the exception, not an aggregate exception. So we have argument exception here and argument exception here, and we catch argument exception here. It's not an aggregate exception, it's an argument exception. What I want to show is that we, in async await, we just catch the first exception that we have from the first task, then the wait. So we have here the file, and we have await task delay 5 seconds, and then throw document exception from the file, and the task is waiting both. The console it's throwing right away the exception from read console. So when we catch the argument exception, we have the first exception here. So X message will be from the file, even if it's a task delay from 5 seconds, is the first exception from the first task that wait. However, because we have task when all, we will see that end file is faulted and console is faulted, so both tasks are faulted. So again, when we make async await, we catch for a specific exception for the task. Contrary, we have here the two tasks that we have seen with async, and we just want the result because we do not have main async. So when we have here, we have an aggregate exception that will be throwing by this throw instead in the catch exception, and the .NET will wrap in the aggregate exception. Let's see how it works. So running, and after 5 seconds we'll see that exception is from write to file. Exception for write to file, even it has delay. File is faulted and it has an aggregate exception, and the inner exception count is 1. The console is faulted also, so both are faulted. You can retrieve in this argument exception both tasks and see who is faulted. And because we have throwing in the program, we have an aggregate exception that it's the first argument exception that it's here and it's throwing. We could also make an instance of aggregate exception, but this is not the point. If you do not know if the write to file, the various tasks that you have, write to file, read console, what exception is throwing, you can have here the exception. Generally, we could put not argument exception, but exceptions, and then you must see all the exceptions and log all the exception for all the tasks you have. So the moral of this story is when you put the code with async await, you have only the first exception throwing. When you put aggregate, you want a result and do not use async await, you will have aggregate exception that will contains all the exceptions that are throwing from the task. This completes my demo. Thank you.